another drum. And that's number 2, doing it again. So we're not going to miss a meal. We're going to keep going, but this is lunch. We got him good. I got him all 3 hooks. I forgot my stringer that I made yesterday up at camp. So I'm going to gut some paracord here to make another one. Downside of this cord is that it's not as forgiving as the hard bank line is. It just comes right on down when you do a standard loop slip knot. I'm not super great with knots myself. It's definitely one of my weak points. I use slip knots a lot, standard box knots. For my fishing lines, I use the triple blood knot. I think there's another name for it, but that's what I know it as. Excuse you, sir. Alright, we're getting the fire situated. We're going to get it down to coals so we can get this fish on. We got it. I got it all processed up, got it and beheaded and definned. I'm going to try something different with this fish because the fillets, although we can get some fillets off of it, they're not ideal. And I want to get as much meat off of this fish as I can. So I cut the tail off, cut the head off, cut the fins off, gutted it, and we're going to put it, once this is down to coals, we're going to use the grate, and we're going to just cook it over the fire. Also because my oil is basically gone. We're not going to be able to fry it like we fried the fish last night. I underestimated how much oil we would need for frying fish, naturally. That's fine. We just need to, we're going to eat this, that's going to be our lunch. And then we'll get on to something else. We've decided that we're going to take all the gear that's in my tent and all his gear and we're going to shove it into his tent. And then we're going to both sleep in my tent. It's going to be a tight squeeze. Probably won't get to sleep a whole lot, but that's what we're going to do. And after tonight, short of catching a massive catfish, we will have no more food. So I think tomorrow we're going to get up and leave, I guess, in the morning. I don't know if I'm going to record much in the morning. But we're going to go, we got to fold up all our tents and get everything put away, get the tarp taken down. probably fill up the water bladder one more time with filtered water. And then yeah, probably just take off. Yeah, I think that's all that we're gonna do. What are you doing? Just laying on the ground, being part of nature. You are nature. And at some point, I need to dry my socks because they did not dry last night. So I have moist socks. Moist socks. So we got some coal on this side. The fire's still going on that side. We got the red-eyed hog all over the fish. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. Here's our lunch. It's probably still kind of hot.
Boom.
How's the flavor?
Burnt.
Can you taste the spices? Is it good? You like it? Alright. Another culinary net masterpiece. Oh, so testing out this piece of gear here. I've never actually gotten to use it. And this is a foldable solar panel by Renogy. It has a single USB port on the back. And then I'm using this 10-foot USB-C cable to charge my phone. I don't really need my phone charged, but you know, for testing purposes, I want to see how well it will charge my phone. Like, how long does it take to get to X percentage? I think it was at like 89% when I put it on there. So we're gonna keep an eye on that to see. Let's see. Oh, it's already up to 90. It's only been on there for a few minutes, so that seems real good, especially in the direct sun like that. I gotta get my fire back on. Smoke is great for killing bugs and all, or keeping bugs away, but I like fire. Okay, so this is my waste pack that I keep. It's a supplemental pack to go with my regular bag. I keep just a few things in here. This doesn't have anything in it right now, but I usually keep a lighter in there. In here, nothing too exciting. Another pair of Gerber suspension, duct tape, and map compass. There's a little inner pocket in there for whatever. The main inner pocket. This is actually from an old, it's a slip cover for a, sleeping mat. I keep it in there so I can use it as like a collection bag, or yeah, foraging bag. Paratinder, whatever it's called, the UST stuff. This is a Mylar survival shelter. This is one of those. It's not the Soul Bivy, but it's an off-brand Soul Bivy. Some of these fire plugs I've used a bunch getting that fire started yesterday. Carabiner for reasons. I really don't know those reasons, but I added this Zippo EFK in here. Some Carmex Pure Wax Slip Balm that can be used for a number of things. Torch lighter. This is another one of those Menards lighters. They're like $2. Hard to go wrong with that. I've got that Thostar fire striker that we saw earlier. This does have a little compass in it. I don't know how accurate it is, but it does have one. And then one of my favorite knives. Oh, some Gear Smart. This is Pickeridan, which I like better. It doesn't smell as bad, and it doesn't ruin your gear. So this is one of my favorite knives. It's one of the Gerber Bear Grylls knives. This one, I mean, it's ridiculously sharp. There's two versions. There's a black one and a gray one. The black one is a solid blade, straight blade. The gray one has a serrated blade. I actually used the one with the serrated blade. I still have it. It's still very sharp. I've never sharpened it, and I've used it for digging in roots to pull out. I've used it for digging roots and pulling like wild carrots and stuff out. I've used it for a number of things, and I abuse the crap out of it, and it works. It's still sharp. The only thing is the points on the serrated part are not. It's not great. They've been eroded over time. I don't know if it's rust or if it's just the metal it's made of. I don't know, but using it for as much as I've used it, which was several years, I put it through its paces, and I think this one, they don't make these anymore. I ended up having to buy this one off of eBay, and I think it cost me like close to $40 with shipping. But I would pay that all day long. So yeah, that's my little waist pack. Hopefully that inspires you to add a waist pack to your kit. Since I don't like carrying, my giant bag everywhere I go when I'm out doing this type of camping, this extreme style camping, whatever you want to call it, I just carry this pack here and its contents, and then just this, like the big knife on my belt, and then whatever firearm I have with me. Sometimes it's a rifle, sometimes it's a pistol, but that's usually what I carry whether I'm out fishing or adventuring, exploring, whatever. This is a supplemental pack to go with the main pack for when I'm outside of camp. When I'm inside of camp, my bag is usually stuffed in the back of my tent with my gear sprawled out all over the place. Okay folks, so I've made the executive decision with the counsel of my son that it would be best if we didn't stay another night. There is forecasts of another thunderstorm tonight or tomorrow, and I don't want to be on an island without ability to get back. We got lucky with the storm yesterday, and that our shelter was already set up. But we're here on the raft, as I stated, as you obviously know, and it's not the greatest raft. That's kind of why I was testing it. I want to test its limitations, but I also want to be able to get back to my car. With this much gear plus my child, it's safety is first. I don't want to put myself or my family at risk to make a video. That's not what I'm about. I'm about learning preparation skills and family first. Family always first. So, like I said, I don't want to risk him or myself getting hurt and not being able to get assistance because we're out on an island in the middle of the river. I know that might seem weird to a lot of people, but this river, especially at this location, is over a mile wide. It's huge. It's absolutely massive. And this particular stretch of the river has two larger islands. One of them we're on. The one that's right over there is twice the size of the island we're on now. But anyway, yeah, safety first, family first. We're going to, he's already packed up pretty much all of his stuff. We've pulled the lines out of the water. I did that this morning when I checked them. I didn't bother to rebait or put them back in. He went and pulled them out of the water and put them back. We're not really doing anything with the fire. I've packed up a lot of my stuff into my bag. I need to finish packing up my bag, and then we're going to use the jet boil system. It's not really a jet boil system, it's a generic jet boil, but it's the same idea. We're going to use the camp stove to heat up some water and make that food, because that's the last food we have. We were planning on being out of here by lunchtime tomorrow anyway, so really we're saving ourselves an uncomfortable night's sleep that probably won't exist. Because a lot of people don't, you guys probably don't know this, but I'm 6'3", 220 pounds, so I'm a pretty decent guy, and my son is like 5'8". He's scrawny, string bean, but these tents were designed for one full-grown adult, and I barely fit in it. Like when I sleep in it, my head is at the very, very tip of the tent. Just to give better visualization, my head is right there when I sleep, and my feet are here, which is the end of the tent. This angled portion for this particular tent is it's like a front porch type thing, which I absolutely love, because then I take my bag and the gear that I don't have lining my tent, I can take my shoes off, because I don't like having my shoes on in my tent, because that's how you get a dirty tent. It's really actually been really hard to keep clean for this trip. It's the dirt here is a sandy dirt, schmud. Remember the schmud? And then it friggin' thunderstormed like crazy yesterday, so everything is wet and dirty. My pants are just wrecked. My boots are just covered in muck. My son just recently changed into the swimming clothes that he brought, because we were going to go swimming today, but since we're leaving, then we decided to nix that. I also, because we decided to leave today, decided to not do the bushcraft bench like I was going to originally. Whereas, yeah, this isn't a survival challenge, this isn't see how crazy things can get type of stuff. Things have already gotten plenty crazy. We've had his tent fail, we've had trees falling right next to my tent because of the storm and the high winds, and we're expecting more of that today. So yeah, we're out of here. I hope I can instill some type of knowledge or awareness into people to always check. I even checked for things that could break and fall, and apparently I missed some, and that's scary. Usually I set up a thick line, like a paracord or something, between because we have a tree there and then a tree there, so I would set up a paracord line running between those two, just to like a widowmaker catch sort of thing. It's not foolproof. It's definitely not going to like absolutely 100% stop a tree from falling onto your tent. But worst case scenario, if something were to fall and it were to fall at such an angle that it were to hit that cable or line or whatever you got set up, it would at the very least slow it down so it doesn't, I mean, unless it's like, if it's something like one of these type of trees or something, you're still going to hurt, possibly even die. I know that's like super macabre and kind of worst case scenario, but if it was something like one of these smaller trees or something like that or smaller, it'll catch it, slow it down, could stop it if it's one of those smaller ones, but it will definitely help in saving your life. So yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to do that update. We didn't really do much of anything today on account of not being that successful with fishing today. I only caught one fish. He kept losing his bait. He lost his bait to rocks a couple of times. And then we switched him up to the emerald shiners. And he kept losing those to fish just taking the bait and running. So, not the best of luck with fishing out here. I've caught 3 drum, and all of them were tasty. So we've gotten enough to eat. We just don't have anything to eat for tomorrow. So I wanted to go over a couple of the pieces of gear that I've used. This shovel is pretty good. It's a little bit soft of metal. My son was using the serrated edge there to hack at logs, and it bent the shovel. I whacked it up against the tree and bent it back in shape. This grate from whatever that company was, the Dish of Wood, it's a good buy. These come in, I think there's 8 different sizes to choose from. This one is the 8x12, and I think this is a perfect size for a small survival bag. Great, and it's super lightweight. I think it was like 15 bucks, and it comes with that cutting board, and then the portable bellow, the camp stove there was really great. Mine came from, I bought one of those Amazon 5-in-1 pot, pan, bowl cooking set, backpacker's cooking set, and it came with those. I bought 2 of them, so I naturally have 2 of those. And then you get the fuel cans from Walmart for like $2. The red-eyed hog is very tasty. I used about half my bottle. I got this small container, came in a battle box that I got a couple months ago almost a year ago, when I initially subscribed to Battle Box. I have since unsubscribed to them. I can do a whole nother video on that, but yeah, it's okay. These Noon tablets, you can get these at pretty much any grocery store, and they're amazing. They're, hang on, it's 1 gram of sugar per serving, so they're super low sugar. One of these is good for 16 ounces of water, and it's chock full of vitamins and minerals, electrolytes, stuff like that. And these come in a variety of flavors. Tri-berry is probably my favorite. I do have another flavor that I brought with me, but this one was already opened. What else do I got? Another piece of gear that I've added to my bag since my last is a Garmin Etrex 10. I got this on sale at Dunham's for like 70 bucks. but it's just a small, portable, just really tiny GPS. I think it runs on AAA's. It's really not that complicated. But having something like that in a survival bag, bug out bag, anything like that, I think is going to be a really great addition. This bottle here, I love it. This is a triple tree. It's just an Amazon thing. And it's like 10 bucks. The Renogy solar panel is, like I said, this is a fold-up survival, it's folding backpack survival thing. It works pretty good, you know, when the sun was out and I could get to the sun within like the confines of my camp. Our camp, as you can see, is a lot of shade, which I did on purpose because I don't want, you know, to be in the friggin' sun all day. My Scorpion 2 emergency radio / flashlight, it crapped the bed on me. I went to just put on some music, check, make sure the emergency weather was good to go, which it's not. And the speaker no longer works. And this one is supposed to be their most hardcore version, where it's like heavily water resistant, the whole nine. It crapped out on me, so I gotta buy another one of these, and these things are like 50 bucks. This one I've had for 6 years or so. This is a piece of gear that I did not have to use or did not get the chance to use because there was no groundhog or crow. Well, we saw the crow at the very beginning, but that was on the other island. I've got a video for that, link in right here, kind of. One of the sides. The Camillus Carnivore Inject. This is actually one of my older videos, but it did everything that I needed to do and more. And actually, the little knife that goes in the handle, I used a ton. I found it to be really handy to just have a small little knife right there on my hip. Found it super handy. It's a good little knife. I never got to, I was going to try it for frog spearing, but there's no frogs out here. I think that's all the gear that I really wanted to showcase specifically. So other than his tent failing, the rest of his gear that he did use was really good. It worked out. A lot of it's stuff that I've already tested. That pole is the same pole that my kids have been using for the last few months. I need to get a second one of these because I'm turning my kids' bug out bags into survival bags. So I have to get a few extra things for this. I need to build an actual fishing kit, which I'm going to add very similar lures to what's in mine. Pretty much everything that's in mine can be had at like Cabela's or Walmart. Between the two of those, I can get pretty much anything I wanted fishing wise. We got chicken fried rice. It's got chicken chunks, egg, peppers, carrots, peas, all that stuff. I've never had this particular chicken fried rice for them. But most of their stuff is good anyway, so. So there we have our chicken fried rice. You can't get a little bit of everything into one fork. Oh, it's hot. Minus the super burning my tongue. It's very good. Alright, we successfully made it back to the car. I'm deflating the raft now. And then we had to change into our, we decided to change into our swim shorts we brought, which was a good thing because we ended up having to get out a couple times to push because the water was so shallow. Even with the rain that we got, it didn't elevate it enough to get us past the shallow rocks. And then we had a super scary encounter while we were walking in the shallow rocks. A water snake, a water moccasin, a young one, which are the most dangerous ones, was in the water and aggressively was swimming towards us. And I don't have any type of weaponry because I don't have belt to put any knives or firearms or anything. All I had was the string to the raft because I was pulling it with the front string. And I was able to thwap at him, and he dove down and he hecked off pretty good. But it was enough to kind of freak me out a little bit because water moccasins are deadly. They're one of the most deadly snakes in the country, and they're everywhere out here. And younger ones, for those of you who don't know, generally younger snakes are more venomous, and they're more likely to excrete venom when they bite you. Adults, the older they get, the more I guess educated they get, the more learned they get about when to use venom and when to just bite to scare. Little ones maybe basically just bite and venom always. So there's a little bit of nature lesson for you. So anyway, we're gonna get this folded and try to stuff it back in the box. I doubt it though, but at least get it in the trunk so we can get home before the storm hits. If it's true. I don't know. It doesn't look like a storm's gonna hit, but better safe than sorry. I don't want to get stuck in another one of those again. That was terrible.